Art Center presentation of the Alker Auditorium. Here, all are welcomed and all belong. Please note the location of the exits nearest to your seat. In the event of an alarm, please remain calm and leave the building. The ushers will direct you. If you need special assistance during an emergency, please contact your usher. At this time, please turn off all mobile devices out of consideration for those on stage and your fellow audience members. The use of cameras and recording devices is strictly prohibited. Before we begin, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge that the University of Massachusetts Amherst was founded and built on the unceded homelands of the Po-Cum-Tuck Nation on the land of the Nowu-Tuck community. We begin with gratitude for nearby waters and lands. We recognize these lands and waters as important relations with which we are all interconnected and depend on to sustain life and well-being. The Po-Cum-Tuck had connections with these lands for millennia. Over 400 years of colonization, when Po-Cum-Tuck peoples were displaced, many joined their Algonquian relatives to the east, south, west, and north. That includes Mashpee and Aquinnah Wampanoag, Nipmuc, Narragansett, Mohegan, Pequot, and Mohican communities, and Abenaki and other nations of the Wabanaki Confederacy. These native peoples still maintain connections and relationships of care for these lands today. We also acknowledge that the University of Massachusetts Amherst is a land-grant university. As part of the Morrill Land Grant Act, portions of land from 84 native nations west of the Mississippi were sold to provide the resources to found and build this university. As an active first step towards decolonization, we encourage you to learn more about the native nations whose homelands UMass Amherst now resides on, and the indigenous homelands on which you live and work. We also invite you to deepen your relationship to these living lands and waters. Thank you, and enjoy the program.
Sorry about that. Welcome to Navarasa. The UMass Amherst Indian Classical Art Society, ICAS, is an organization founded in 2017 that aims to foster appreciation and awareness of the Indian classical arts through education, performance, and a platform for students to pursue their artistic endeavors. We hope to empower both students who are simply interested in the Indian classical arts, as well as students who have been studying for years, with the tools to go deeper into their journeys with the arts.
The world of Indian classical art goes beyond dance and music, as it encompasses math, mythology, heritage, spirituality, and philosophy. Navarasa is a small yet vital part of the sea of Natya that we as an artistic community are going to explore today. Nava is 9, Rasa is the state of human mind. It's what the mind feels and the expression of the feeling thereafter. Rasa is the emotion experienced by the audience as a result of the facial expression, bhava, of the actor.
Love, laughter, and sorrow. Anger, disgust, and fear. Courage, wonder, and peace. Sound familiar? These are states of minds that our lives take a mixture of. They are the Navarasas that we are going to dissect today piece by piece. We hope to use our bhava expression to invoke a rasa, emotion, in you, the audience. The first emotion we'll be exploring is Shringara, which means love or beauty, using the song Kishoba Ko Kunje. It's an Odissi dance centered around Radha and her love for Krishna.
During Krishna's youth, she appears as his lover and companion, though he is not married to her. She is perpetually mesmerized by him playing his flute with a peacock feather on his head. When Radha asks Krishna, why can't he marry her? He says, marriage is a union of two souls. You and I are one soul. How can I marry myself?
Legend has it that even after Krishna left Gokul, Radha never married anybody. Eternally in memory of Krishna, playing the flute he left her with. If this is not unconditional love, what is?
Presenting to you Kishoba Ko Kunje, an Odissi choreography composed by Gajapati Kripamaya, Deva, and Ragam Ananda Bhairavi. If a smile is an expression of love, laughter is an expression of joy. The next rasa we're going to take a peek into is hasya, meaning laughter. And Krishna is yet again the conductor for us to explore the state of mind. When his charm makes us feel love, his mischief makes us feel joy. Yet another episode of Krishna and the Gopikas to depict this emotion of hasya with a piece called Vishamakarakannan.
Vishamakarakannan is a Tamil song and an interpretation of Lord Krishna's actions around Gopikas when his mother Yashoda is not around. The Gopikas have a hard time controlling him, and this song is a comedic description of his mischievous and playful nature.
Presenting to you Vishamakarakannan, a Bharatanatyam choreography composed by Uthukulikada Venkata Subbayar in Ragam Sanjruti.
Vishamakarakannan, 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 Ponnada Vishamakarakannan. Velikkai paathu paadi vidavithamayakadi, Vishamakarakannan. Velikkai paathu paadi vidavithamayakadi. Vishamakarakannan. Velikkai paathu paadi vidavithamayakadi. Naadi thorum leelai seyyum nanda Gopala Krishna. Vishamakarakannan, Vishamakarakannan. நிலவேகம் போல இருப்பான், பாடினாலும் நெஞ்சில் வந்து கூடியிருப்பான். கண்ணன் நிலவேகம் போல இருப்பான், பாடினாலும் நெஞ்சில் வந்து கூடியிருப்பான். கோபுலாம் குழலூரி கோவிலே வெள்ளமடி, கோபுலாம் குழலூரி கோவிலே வெள்ளமடி. கொஞ்சம் போல வெண்ணை தாடி என்று விட்டு கண்டமாடும் விஷமுக்காரக்கண்ணன். கொஞ்சம் போல வெண்ணை தாடி என்று விட்டு கண்டமாடும் விஷமுக்காரக்கண்ணன், விஷமுக்காரக்கண்ணன். பக்கத்து வீட்டு பெண்ணை அழைப்பான், முகாரி ராகம் பாட சொல்லி வந்து பிடிப்பான். கண்ணன் பக்கத்து வீட்டு பெண்ணை அழைப்பான், முகாரி ராகம் பாட சொல்லி வந்து பிடிப்பான். எனக்கு அது தெரியாதென்றார், உனக்கு அது தெரியாதென்றார். எனக்கு அது தெரியாதென்றார். நீ குருக கிள்ளி விட்டு அவன் கிளிக்கிய நதி விஷமக்கார கண்ணன். பெண்ணை பாலை மூடக்கூடாது, இவன் வந்து விரும்பினாலும் கேட்கக்கூடாது. பெண்ணை பாலை மூடக்கூடாது, இவன் வந்து விரும்பினாலும் கேட்கக்கூடாது. இவன் அம்மா கிட்ட சொல்லக்கூடாது, சொல்லிவிட்டால் அட்டகாசம் தாங்க உண்ணாது. இவன் அம்மா கிட்ட சொல்லக்கூடாது, சொல்லிவிட்டால் அட்டகாசம் தாங்க உண்ணாது. சும்மா ஒரு சும்மா ஒரு பேச்சுக்கான திருடன் என்று சொல்லிவிட்டார் இவனே. சும்மா ஒரு பேச்சுக்கான திருடன் என்று சொல்லிவிட்டார். அம்மா பாட்டி அத்தை தாத்தா திருடன் என்ற பிச்சருக்காரு கடிதன். வேடிக்கையை பாட்டு பாடி விதவிதமாய் ஆட்டமாடி காடி பேரும் வீட்டை செய்யும் நல்ல கோபாலகிருஷ்ணன் விஷமக்கார கடிதன். விஷமக்கார கடிதன். விஷமக்கார கடிதன். விஷமக்கார கடிதன். விஷமக்கார கடிதன். கண்ணா
Anger, the state of mind one feels when one is oppressed or in distress. When things are unfair and beyond our own control, how does one live in a place where everybody is selfish and everything is so unfair? Remove a thorn with a thorn, they say. Durga, the mother who unleashes her divine wrath against the wicked for the liberation of the oppressed, and entails destruction to empower creation, the protector of Dharma.
This piece depicts the goddess Devi, who is worshipped and respected by all in distress. She is known as the nurturing universal mother, a fierce warrior, one who slays anyone with evil intentions, anyone who stands in the way of the good, with her fierce quality of anger.
Aigiri Nandini, a Bharatanatyam choreography composed by Adi Shankaracharya in Ragam Revati.
sorrow, pain, and misery. For this rasa, we tell the story of Draupadi.
Draupadi is the wife of the Pandavas from the epic Mahabharata. In the mindset of the struggle for supremacy between two groups of cousins, the Kauravas and the Pandavas, Kauravas challenged the Pandavas in a game of dice as a tactic to steal their kingdom. Little did the Pandavas know that the game was rigged, so they contested. As the game keeps going out of hand, at one point the Pandavas lose their wife in the game.
Draupadi, on the other side of the castle, is unaware of the developments of the court. She picks flowers in the garden and gets ready to retire for the day. As she begins to take her jewelry and clothes off, she is startled when one of the Kauravas storm into her quarter unannounced, demanding her presence at the court at once. She denies and asks him how dare he enter her quarter and asks him to leave at once. The Kaurava then caught her by the hair and dragged her against her will as she protested.
Once in the court, Draupadi asks the Pandavas why she was there. When she heard about the events, she asks them how they could wage their wife. They had no right to put her on a stake. When she did not get an answer from the Pandavas, as they were too ashamed to even look at her, she loses all hopes and breaks down crying. The Kauravas, too tired of the sad display, ordered to disrobe the woman. Draupadi protested again, but ignoring her, the Kauravas went on to pull the clothes. Draupadi closed her eyes and prayed to Lord Krishna to save her dignity. Miraculously, she was not disrobed and her clothes appeared from the heavens to save her.
Presenting to you a Kathak choreography to a music composed by Pandit Chitresh Das and produced by our very own ICAS musicians.
Courage, bravery, and valor, the most inspiring state of mind, the state of mind that helped us push our abilities, the character that makes the impossible possible. Here we explore Mahakali, a personification of this emotion.
The legend goes, Mahishasura was an asura, a demon with the head of a buffalo. Being a staunch worshipper of Lord Brahma, after years of penance, he wished that he should not be killed by a man or an animal on the face of the earth. Brahma granted him this wish. With his newfound power, he began terrorizing all three worlds. But despite gaining so much power, he was sexist enough to believe that he could not be killed by a woman.
Enter Kali, the incarnation of goddess Parvati, the daughter of Himavan, the lord of the mountains. She fought Mahishasura over a period of 15 days. She stabbed him with her trident, tore his chest, and fed him to a lion. Along with being the goddess of destruction and doomsday, she represents female empowerment and is known to restore peace and balance in the cosmic universe.
Mahakali, with the Maha meaning great and Kali referring to the goddess Kali, is a piece that depicts the fierceness and the power that she holds, a true expression of heroism and courage. Presenting to you Mahakali, a Bharatanatyam choreography composed by Madurai Muralidharan in Ragam Kaula.
महासरस्वती मरुकरि तेरुपुर मनमरु कोळिगुर அதிசய சுகமுற அருள்மழை பொழிவாய்
Bhaivatsa, disgust. What is disgust? A feeling familiar to most of us, yet one that is so hard to justify. Disgust represents the revulsion that a character feels on seeing or hearing some unpleasant sight or things. We present to you a retelling of Shyamanat Nrityanatya, a musical written by Rabindranath Tagore.
This musical is about a love story between Vajroshan, a foreign merchant passing through a kingdom, Shama, a dancer in the court of the king, and Vajroshan's lover, and Udyo, Shama's friend who secretly loves her.
Vajroshan is wrongly accused of stealing a necklace from the king, and Shama is deeply saddened by the injustice and wants to help him. Upon hearing this, Udyo cannot bear to see Shama sad, so he offers to take Vajroshan's place in prison. The king, on hearing this, agrees to free Vajroshan but orders Udyo's death.
Vajroshan, free from prison, reunites with his lover Shama. They are joyous on seeing each other, but Vajroshan is curious to know how Shama obtained his release. When tested, Shama offered a few moments of hesitation, tells him that he was freed because of Udyo's sacrifice.
Vajroshan, upon hearing this, is utterly disgusted, demeaning act, and tells her he can never see her the same way anymore and sends her away.
Shama begs and pleads for forgiveness before she gives up and departs her lover. When finally calm, Vajroshan realizes what he has done and that God will not forgive him for his unforgiveness.
Without further ado, we bring to you Shamanatri Natya, a Kathak musical composed by Rabindranath Tagore in Bangladesh.
পাপী জন শরণ প্রভু মরেছে তাপে মরেছে লাজে প্রেমের বলহীনতা ক্ষমহে মম দীনতা পাপী জন শরণ প্রভু।
Advita, the sentiment that emotes wonder. Wonder is what we feel when we see something that is so rare and so unexpected that it's beyond creation. An unexpected surge of joy.
Yashoda, the mother of Krishna, goes about her chores around the house while Krishna was playing in the sand and stealing butter. Yashoda, upon seeing this, was furious with Krishna for disobeying her and punished him by tying him to a grinding stone. Despite this, Krishna manages to escape his grounding and continues to eat dirt. Agitated Yashoda, on seeing this, rushes to Krishna, demanding him to open his mouth at once.
Krishna does as he is told, and Yashoda gasps. She sees in Krishna's mouth the whole complete, entire, timeless universe, all the stars and planets of space, and the distance between them, all the land and seas of the earth, and the life in them. She sees all the days of yesterday and all the days of tomorrow. She sees all ideas and all emotions, all pity and all hope, and the three strands, and even the three strands of matter. Not a pebble, candle, creature, village, or galaxy is missing, including herself and every bit of dirt in its truthful place.
This composition depicts the story and asks Yashoda what penance she did to have such a son who has the whole universe in him, to have the Almighty call her dearly as Amma or Mother, to tie him to a grinding stone, bound his mouth and make him beg for your mercy. Set in the melodious raga of Kapi, composed by Papanas and Sivan, and sung by our very own ICAS singers, presenting to you our Bharatanatyam choreography, Ennathavam Seidane in Raga Kapi.
Yeah.
Fear, an emotion that is created when the mind perceives danger or threat, the driver of flight or fight. Fear in human beings may occur in response to a certain stimulus occurring in the present or in anticipation of threat perceived as a risk to oneself.
Kavya was a dreaded, many-hooded poisonous serpent who resided in the banks of Yamuna, near Vrindavan, where Krishna's village was. He was such a venomous snake that the waters of Yamuna bubbled and churned with his poison. He found joy in threatening the people of Vrindavan, presenting himself as an element of fear in the minds of every person in the village.
One day, as Krishna and his friends were playing ball near the banks of Yamuna, their ball happened to land on the water. As Krishna went to retrieve it, his fearful friends expressed their dread and screamed warning to him of the dreadful serpent. Everyone in the village rushed to the bank, but no one dared to go after Krishna. Krishna, ignoring their alarm, went. A fierce fight broke out. Kaliya attacked Krishna. He dug his fangs into him. He filled the water with venom. He wrapped his body around Krishna, dragged him deeper and deeper into the river, attempting to crush him. But Krishna was too fast for him. As Kaliya started to tire, he grabbed him by the tail, dragged him to the river surface, and assumed the weight of the whole universe in his feet. Playing his flute with one hand, he danced on Kaliya's head, crushing Kaliya to retire.
As Kaliya felt fear for his own life, realized that what he was doing to the people of Vrindavan, he saw the error in his ways and begged for his forgiveness. There is a story where Krishna makes the element of fear experience fear for itself. Presenting to you Kalinganarthanam or snake dance, referring to this mythological story in which the god Krishna, as a young boy, dances on the serpent Kaliya to stop him from poisoning the Yamuna river. Kalinganarthanam, a Bharatanatyam Odissi choreography composed by Madurai R. Muralidharan in Ragam Pundagavalli Varali Talam Adi.
நடுவே பொழிந்தது மரபம்
Shanta, peace, bliss, a state of mind where there is no mind in itself. How does one emote this rasa? The experience of tranquility and emotion of motionlessness by itself are quite imaginative for most of us. The Natya Shastra says this emotion as that which brings happiness, welfare to all beings, and which is accompanied by stabilization in the self.
As an attempt in this direction, we present to you Bhumi Mangala, a chant that names and blesses everyone, that names and blesses every aspect of creation. A chant that says, may there be peace in earth, water, fire, and air, the sun, the moon, and the planets, in all living beings, in body, mind, and heart. May that peace be everywhere and in everyone.
In this culminating piece, all the three classical dance forms that all of you have witnessed today, Bharatanatyam, Odissi, and Kathak, will come in union to call for peace and prosperity to every aspect of creation.
Presenting to you Bhumi Mangalam, composed by Pandit Ravi Shankar. Can we have another big round of applause for all the performers?
I'd like to thank the audience for staying through the entirety of the show. Many of you have driven here from been a long way here, and many of you have come even though it's a school day. A big thank you to all of you.
Another big thank you to Meg, co-founder of ICAS and a UMass alumni. I'd like to call her to the stage to give her a token of appreciation and ask her to say a few words.
I call Meg for a speech.
Namaskar, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. I mean, I'm coming back here after 5 years of co-founding ICAS, and it's so great to see so many beautiful dancers practicing pretty much every day and putting up such a beautiful show. I mean, I'm so proud of them and just so proud of the community and that we're here to celebrate Indian classical dance because it's really important that we do. Yeah, so thank you so much for coming. It was a beautiful evening because of you guys. Yeah, thank you.
A thank you to the ICAS seniors, Shruti and Dulani, for paving the path for this beautiful organization and inspiring us to continue practicing this art form in college. I'd like to call Shruti and Dulani to the stage to give them a token of appreciation.
Now we'd like to hand it over to the president of ICAS, Dulani, and we invite all the ICAS dancers and musicians to come onto stage. All the dancers come on stage. Alright, so hello everyone. Thank you again for coming tonight and supporting all of our performers. I also want to thank Tom Kelleher and the rest of the Bowker staff for this beautiful venue and helping us tonight with this performance. Also, most importantly, I want to give a shout out to all of the ICAS dancers and musicians for their hard work and dedication over this year, especially preparing for this performance. It's not easy to choreograph all of these very intricate dances and perfect them, so it really is an impressive accomplishment. Especially in a performance like this, we put our heart and soul into every movement and every detail, so I hope that passion that we have for these ancient art forms showed through. I also want to thank the rest of the ICAS E-Board, Meera, Shreya, Shravya, Siddhant, Amrita, and Shweta for organizing this event. And I'm incredibly proud of all of us for pulling this together. And with that, thank you all again for coming, and I hope you have a good night.
Last but not least, I'd like to call for a big round of applause for our President Dulani. Without her, this would have not been possible. Thank you so much for leading us and inspiring us.